Hello, how you guys doing? What's going on? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. I hope you guys can hear me. And I just have to say, I'm so sorry for being late. It has nothing to do with me being fashionable late, because clearly I just have on a regular blue top and that's about it. But we have to talk about Shannon Sharpe. Now, I know tomorrow is going to be the big day. We're talking about Diddy. Diddy trial starts tomorrow. Later on tonight, we will be taking a deep dive into Diddy trial. And guess what? Nancy Grace, she's back on its case, and she has a lot of things she has to say about Diddy that is just going to blow your socks off. And a lot of people want to know, including me, is it a connection between Shannon Sharpe and Diddy and TD Jakes and all of them? I mean, what is the connection here? You know, people are starting to say that they did see Shannon Sharpe at those Diddy parties. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Shannon Sharpe, of all people, at the Diddy party, when he was there interviewing Cat Williams about these Diddy parties. But you know what? Cat Williams, he told us, he warned us, he says, the people that was really at the Diddy parties are those that act like the Diddy parties did not exist, you know? So everything is just coming to fold. And I just want to say before I continue, guys, can you guys hear me good? Can you guys hear me? Press 1 if you guys can hear me well. All right. How you guys doing? All right. So I got to keep licking my lips because I feel like my lips is chapped. Clearly, I didn't go to the beauty desk before I came up here. So please excuse everything. Let me reach out to get my drink. Okay. I need that drink. Yesterday, we had a great live yesterday. And I just want to say thank you, everybody, for showing up and showing out and just sending me so much love. I really appreciate that. All right. So what do you guys think? I want to know firsthand. Do you guys think that Shannon Sharpe went to those Diddy parties? Press 2 if you feel like yes, yes, and yes. He was there at those Diddy parties. You just know it in your heart. Okay. Wow, things are really unfolding. And guess what they're saying about Shannon? Now, this video that we're going to look at, it got a lot of stuff about Disney and how Shannon Sharpe thought Disney and Fox was really going to have his back, and he's so disappointed. Shannon Sharpe did not see this coming, okay? He didn't see it coming. It's like they pulled the rug under his feet. Now, people are saying this. They're saying that this 19-year-old girl, she wanted 50,000. Okay, 50,000 for each cheek. 25,000 for each cheek equals $50,000. So people want to know, how did it get to 50,000 to 50 million? Okay, how is that possible? People are saying, you know what? Any 19-year-old girl that had an OnlyFans page, they would take $50,000, especially when Shannon Sharpe offered her $10 million to make this all go away. They are saying there's no way that a 19-year-old girl that did OnlyFans would turn that away. So people are saying the reason why they're coming for him for 50 million and they're doing all this because they wanted him out. And because people have these conspiracy theories that I guess a bigger entity is out to get Shannon Sharpe. I'm not sure about that, but I do know that he is upset about this. I'm looking in the comment section, and what are you guys saying? It says, yes, he went eating Popeye's chicken. Is that what it was? Eating Popeye's chicken. Are you serious? Okay. I do have the lines open, so feel free to hit that link, come up here and talk to us everything that you think about it, okay? So here it is. I'm going to put this video up here so we can watch. I'm going to stop and go. As you guys know, you guys ready for this? All right.
If you say that one more time, I'm going to poke the shit out of you when I see you.
Okay, that sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. Now, this is alleged role play. It doesn't sound like a role play. That sounds like a threat. What do you guys think? Press 1 if it sounds like a role play. Press 2 if it sounds like a real life threat. That sounds like a real life threat. If I would have heard any man talk to my 19-year-old daughter like this, role play or not, I'm coming after you. And that's another thing. This girl is 19-years old. Where are the parents? Wouldn't you think the parents would be speaking out? The father, at least the mom. Isn't it odd that the parents are not speaking out about this? What do you guys think? Comment, let me know. Press 10 if you feel like, yeah, it's kind of strange. The parents are not speaking out about this. Press 15 if you feel like, no, it's perfectly fine. She's not really speaking out either. So maybe she really feel like she have a strong case because she feel like it's no need for her to speak out. And she's just going to allow everything to roll and just do its course because I'm not seeing a lot of her, you know? Comment, I want to know what your thoughts are. Okay, people are saying that is a threat. What they heard, what he just said, it was a threat and it sounds scary. It sure did. It sounds so scary what he just said. Okay, must be the money. Well, it must be the money. But I mean, how do you feel about that? It must be the money. I mean, is it wrong if she's just coming for him for the money? Or was he wrong for getting involved with her? I mean, did he really essay her? The victim said he essayed her. So if he essayed her, he is wrong, definitely. And could people say, well, this is what you get when you messing around with prostitutes? I mean, hey, leave these escorts and OnlyFans and prostitutes alone. They are scammers. You know, they're full of lies. They're going to come to you and tell you how fine you are and you're this and you're that. It's full of lies, you know? So I at this point right now, I'm just taken back. I want to give a big old thank you to Christopher. Thank you so much, Christopher. Christopher, Gigi, thank you for all you do. Thank you so much, Christopher, for always being supportive. I really appreciate you, okay? All right. Okay, so let's continue on.
To no one's surprise, reports are coming out that Shannon Sharpe's career with Disney is over. For those who aren't aware, Disney owns pretty much everything.
I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously.
Shannon Sharpe just got publicly humiliated in a way nobody saw coming. 1 minute, he was ESPN's golden boy, collecting million-dollar checks and playing the polished media darling. And the next, Disney and ESPN cut ties with him so fast, it made his whole empire crumble overnight. And it wasn't just a scandal, it was a total collapse. Old lawsuits, hidden settlements, explosive audio leaks. It all started unraveling at once. ESPN employees turned against him. Disney executives panicked about their clean-cut image. Deals were ripped up. His million-dollar empire started crumbling under his feet. And Shannon, he wasn't ready.
His $100 million, it just crumbled right in the face of you. You know, do you guys feel like that is what Shannon deserves? Or do you guys feel like this is not fair for Shannon? I don't know how to feel about it, you know, because people have warned Shannon, please leave these type of girls alone. Please, Shannon, they're after you. It wasn't like nobody warned him. Monique warned him. Cat Williams warned him that they are looking at you as soon as you rise. They're going to do something that's going to set you up and you're going to have a hard fall. And besides, doing all this, he made his income on Shay Shay, and it hurt a lot of people's feelings. You know, the interviews that he did talking about people, you know, he was another Wendy Williams, and God knows Wendy Williams have made a lot of enemies because she gossiped about any and everybody. So people are saying this could be Shay Shay's karma because now he is on everybody's topic list, okay? And I'm sure he did not want to do that. So I want to know, what are your thoughts about this? Comment, let me know. Make sure you guys get these likes up.
Now, instead of taking the loss quietly, he's fuming. Behind closed doors, insiders say Shannon is plotting revenge so messy it could drag half the network down with him. His legacy is burning, and he's ready to set the whole building on fire before he walks away.
All right, somebody said, well, what is Walt Disney freaky history in life in cartoons. It could be bad. I don't know. But if it is bad, they want to clean up house. Because if they do have a bad reputation, they cannot have any room for any more errors. So if Disney is over Shannon Sharpe, they have to let them go because they have a messed up reputation that they're trying to clean. You guys get that, right? Because I hear people say, well, how could you be a hypocrite when you did all that other stuff? Well, they're trying to clean up house. Just like America. America have did a lot of horrible things to Black people. So now in the future, depending on where we at now, you will want to clean up. You don't want to continue to have that stain. So if you can clean up house by getting rid of Shannon because he's just too risky, especially dealing with a 19-year-old with the race play and all this stuff, it's not a good look for Disney. And if Disney did not do anything, they say, well, look at Disney. There they go again, pushing a pedal. That's typical Disney. They're supposed to be for kids, but look how they employ Shannon after he did that to that 19-year-old little girl, So Disney say, hey, we are already in a hot seat. We cannot chance it. We can't chance it. Let him go. Let him go. So that's how I see it. Let's go.
Something about Shannon Sharpe has been sitting in the back of people's minds for a while now. Like, we've been feeling it, but nobody wanted to say it out loud because it's Shannon Sharpe, a big, famous Black man, a walking success story, someone we want to root for. But it's time to stop playing. Shannon Sharpe might be a lot of things, but smart? Smart is not one of them. Actually, it's the opposite. When it comes to football, Shannon's got the range. Man gave 30 plus years to the game and it shows. He knows the field like the back of his hand. Plus, throw a camera.
Now, when they say he's not sharp, and I'm sorry if I'm yelling, but when they say he's not sharp, I don't listen. I don't see the smartness. When he talks, I wonder, how did he get the hosting gig? It has to be by popularity. He stumbled over the words. He just sounds like a country bumpkin, I don't see it, but I think because he's so popular and he's so liked that, it works for him. But let's go.
On him, he shines. During the undisputed era with Skip Bayless, Shannon was everywhere. His memes were literally holding Black Twitter together during the pandemic. And when that gig ended, it made perfect sense for Stephen A. Smith to snatch him up for ESPN's First Take. It was a power move. On TV, Shannon had that rural Black uncle vibe locked down. Brown liquor, cigar, durag, and all. Some people side-eyed it as coon adjacent, but he was so entertaining that most people gave him a pass, especially after Club Shay Shay went crazy viral in 2024, thanks to that Cat Williams interview. At that point, Shannon was sitting pretty. Everyone wanted a piece of him. A 100 million.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but he don't remind me of any uncles that I know. Do he remind you of any uncles that you guys know? Press 2 if he remind you of your uncle. He don't remind me of my uncle. And that I cannot stand that laugh he does. I can't stand that laugh that he does. I don't like that laugh. I do not like that laugh. It's so annoying, but I really don't watch it.
$1 million ESPN contract was literally on the table. And then, suddenly Shannon reminded the world he moves like a fool. Older men dating younger women is not shocking. Sean Diddy Combs was pushing 40 when he scooped up a 19-year-old Cassie. Eddie Murphy has enough kids to start a football team, and even he's married to someone 2 decades younger. The age gap thing isn't new. But Shannon took it to a whole other level. He was 54 messing with a 19-year-old.
I tell you, we have gone so far from family values, huh? And the people that you guys put up here at these top tier positions are just nefarious for breaking up their families, for having so many different kids by different women, by always chasing after 19-year-olds. It's just really crazy. A 19-year-old, really, Shannon, at your big age, at 54 years old, and he was not going to have a family with her. I mean, if they did have a family, it would be a crazy situation. He has a daughter that's 10 years older than her. It just screams crazy. And it's not like he did it one time, like a little, one time. He constantly had a relationship with this 19-year-old girl and then manipulated her, had her thinking that he is the only one, or, she's the only one for him. Meanwhile, he's out here creeping and doing all this other stuff. And it just got really messy. And it all could have been prevented if Shannon was smart. If Shannon was smart, it could have been prevented. But clearly, he's not that smart. And he had Fox and Disney covering for him all this time because he had multiple lawsuits. Okay, they said 24 lawsuits, and he settled 23 times. That lets you know he was in the wrong. And let's not forget, he was going to settle with this lawsuit for $10 million. But Tony Busby got in the way, and Tony Busby told that little girl, listen, we can get more. Don't be greedy. Don't be too fast or quick. We can get more. And I guess the girl said, okay, let's do them in. So I guess from both parts, the love was really not there. Or is it a thin line between love and hate? Maybe she did love him, but is that really love? I don't know. I don't call that love, all that fetishes and the freak offs and having that. I'm sorry, but if it takes for me licking a donut to tell you I love you, I don't love you. Okay. What do you guys think? Is that how you guys show love out here in these streets? Having a 19-year-old eat your donuts? Okay. Is that love? Sounds like hate. Okay, but I don't judge. I really don't judge. Sounds like hate, it sounds like, and then the humiliation, and I'm going to choke you, and I'm going to do it in front of everybody. I'm going to tear your little self up. That's not love. What are you teaching the children? At the end of the day, she's 19. She is still a child with a childlike mind, and you're 56. You're supposed to be teaching the children something, make this world a better place. But honey, he is not making this world a better place. He is just taking out all his trauma that he has and just putting it on these girls and just giving them money. But I don't know. I don't know if he was so slow to move with the 50,000. Maybe he should have just paid the 50,000. It would have been all done with it. But because he moved so slow, she said, I'm going to make you know it. And that is exactly what he's doing. She's doing, making her know. And then Shannon, they are saying you have so many enemies, from Shaq to Matt Barnes to so many people in ESPN that just don't like you. You definitely was not moving smart. You were moving like a spoiled kid. Like you could do whatever you wanted to do and nobody was going to check you. But a lot of people said they were jealous of Shannon Sharpe because he got so much special treatment and they felt like he was undeserving. Okay. So I want to know, what do you guys think about this? Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and we're going to continue to react here at the Messy Sweet Spot. All right, so let's continue on.
Even Leonardo DiCaprio would have looked at that and said, you're doing too much. And it gets worse. Not only was he moving reckless with the age gap, he got caught slipping on tape. Shannon allegedly told the girl he'd choke her if she kept running her mouth. On tape. Whether she baited him into saying it or not, the fact that he fell for it just screams no situational awareness. And don't even get me started on the sex tape situation, because somehow, someway, there's a tape floating around. And guess what? Shannon doesn't even have an NDA protecting him. How are you 50 plus years old, a literal millionaire, and still moving like a freshman in a frat house, especially after the mess he already got into on Instagram last year? After that viral slip where his personal business got broadcast, you would think then would have been the wake-up call to lawyer up, lock down your privacy, get airtight NDAs on everyone. Well, that wasn't what Shannon did. At the end of the day, it's looking grim. ESPN, Disney, yeah, they're not going to bat for him. It didn't even take 48 hours for everything to start crumbling. ESPN might have played it cute by announcing that Shannon was stepping away to handle personal matters. But let's keep it a buck. Insiders immediately spilled that this was not some voluntary timeout. One source said, there are reports circulating that Shannon Sharpe's career at ESPN is over. I reached out to a source familiar with production at ESPN on this, who tells me he is still on First Take Mondays and Tuesdays. So any other day of the week Shannon is not on is just a scheduled day off.
Whoa. And I had a feeling about that. I didn't want to believe it because Shannon, right before he came out with that announcement saying that he's going to step away from ESPN, he came out saying that, hey, you guys, I'm transparent. I have nothing to hide. This is a complete takedown or a shakedown, you know? So I was really trying to hope that he's just honest. Then when he came out here talking about he's going to step away from ESPN because he wanted to spend time with his family, it just reeks of bullshit. Because after that, he stayed online with Nightcap all night, gossiping about other things. He was not spending time with his family. He was not taking time to reflect on the damage that he has caused to his family. Did he apologize to his family? Is he making it right to his family? I want to hear from his family. I want to hear from his daughters, his sons, if he have any. Like, who is the family? He's not married. You know, so I'm assuming, who is his family? Does his family even live with him, or is he a bachelor? You know, so he's going home just by himself because he's a bachelor. All of his kids are grown. So when he says he's going to spend time with his family, is that just a lie? I think it's a lie. I think it's a lie. Yeah. And I can just smell the lies, and he's always lie. I mean, he's a liar. What do you expect? Okay, so let's continue on. But I kind of felt that ESPN was playing it nice with allowing him to say he's going to step away. But honestly, they don't want anything to do with Shannon. Nope. They took out the $100 million deal and other deals. He is done. Do you hear me? He's done. Let's go.
But fans in the comments immediately knew, yeah, I think he'll be let go. They held him down with the first slip up. This is different though, and I don't see him surviving this as far as staying at ESPN. Guilty or not, he shouldn't be putting himself in this position at his age. Stephen A. Smith, who vouched for Shannon when he got hired, even had to get on his podcast and admit that he personally talked to Disney's big boss.
Okay. People ask me this all the time about my gloves. It's a part of my brand, okay? It's just a part of my brand. I'm not trying to hide anything. That was very rude of you. But no, it's a part of my brand, sweetheart, just like the fan, okay? All right. So let's continue on.
I can tell you, I also spoke to co-chairman of Disney, the boss, Jimmy Pitaro, who made it very, very clear we are taking this matter very seriously. And we are looking into this very, very closely. And once we gather as many facts as we possibly can, we will go from there. And that is all he said. And I can mention his name because I received his permission to say that. I don't know what that means.
He knew what time it was. This wasn't a break. This was a slow, quiet push out the door before the NFL season kicked off. They were trying to protect the brand, not the man.
In my perfect world, this equates to Jay-Z, where the case ultimately dropped and Shannon is allowed to continue on First Take and continue to thrive and shine.
All right. So he compares it to Jay-Z. I don't know about you all, but Jay-Z was accused of messing around with a 13-year-old. Do you guys remember that? 13. What in the world is this? And guess what? It wasn't far-fetched. No, it wasn't. You know why? Because they have reports and documents of Jay-Z like messing around with young girls, underage girls, okay? From Aaliyah to Foxy Brown. I mean, Foxy Brown, she actually admitted it in her songs. So for him to messing around with a 13-year-old, when he has been known to mess around with a 15 and 16-year-old, which is what, 2-3 years apart. Come on now. But they are saying that the 13-year-old person, the lady, I don't know exactly what happened with that. They said it dropped because of technicalities and dealing with some paperwork in New York. Okay. So hey, they also said that it got so serious that Jay-Z had his goons to go over there and to intimidate the witness and the victim, and try to record her saying that she made it all up, So this is very awkward. If this is all lies, why do you need to intimidate her? Why do you need to go on her door and try to do all this stuff? It's very strange out here. And we all know Jay-Z, he is no saint. I mean, how he's been rolling in dough with Diddy. And we all know Diddy and the skeletons of him, but he was really close friends with Jay-Z. So, hey, just like TD Jakes, it's no reason why he's stepping down too. I mean, I believe they're all working together. You can't fool me. All right, so let's continue on. I want to know, what are your thoughts about this? Let's go.
And not just that, and have an illustrious career in the podcast stratosphere, doing Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, doing Club Shay Shay, and ultimately gets this $100 million deal that he was all over the news about to sign just a couple of days before this report came out. In my perfect world, he moves on. And somehow, some way, we find this all to be false. But it doesn't seem like that's the way things are about to go down, considering who Mr. Busby is and how emphatic his client is proclaiming that she is right and she's telling the truth. I don't know where this is going to go. I can't speak to anything else. I don't know who Shannon Sharpe's legal team is and what they're suggesting. I imagine that everything that has transpired has been at the behest of his lawyers, not just himself.
But once the lawsuit hit the headlines, it was curtains. A $50 million civil suit filed by a 21-year-old woman accused Shannon of assault, battery, and emotional distress during what he swore was a consensual relationship. Shannon's camp scrambled, trying to say it was all consensual BDSM, that this was just a shakedown orchestrated by Tony Busby, the same lawyer dragging Diddy and Jay-Z into courtrooms.
This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release it.
Oh my God, here you go with the race baiting. It is so beneath you, Shannon. It is so beneath you, Shannon. So he says that Tony Busby is coming after black men. No, Tony Busby goes after criminals that have done criminal things to young underage girls. Okay? He's not going after black men. It's a lot of black men out here Tony Busby have not went after. Okay? Tony Busby have not went after a innocent black man yet. And then why didn't you add Diddy on the list? Why didn't you add Diddy on the list? You just mentioned Jay-Z. What about the other black men? Who are the other black men? Do you guys know? Can you guys tell me, what are the other black men that Tony Busby has went after besides Diddy and Jay-Z? Two notorious black men that we all know have had a notorious reputation for doing nefarious things. Huh? Exactly. It's bogus. Let's continue on. Let's get these likes up.
30-second clip of test tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine.
But it didn't matter. Not to Disney. Not to the ESPN employees who started raising hell internally, saying it was pure hypocrisy to protect Shannon when women inside the company were fired for way less. The writing was on the wall. Shannon had to go.
Usually companies use a morality clause when they're hiring somebody or considering someone who's potentially going to represent the company in a public way. The purpose of a morality clause is to protect the brand at the end of the day. Everything has to come back to the bottom line, and they have to be able to know that what they put out there is reflective of the brand and what we call in the industry brand safe. Disney is widely known for being very strict and not playing around when it comes to the morality clauses that they put into their talent.
You know what? If Shannon Sharpe, if you knew you're working for Disney and you knew how strict they are, why would you chance it, Shannon? At your big age, why would you chance it? You know why? Because he feels he's God. He feels that he can do whatever he wants. He can do all the wrongdoing, and all he have to do is throw money at it because he has so much money. He don't even know what to do with it. But he spends it on 19, 18-year-old girls, have them playing like they're 12. Because if you listen to the audio, she sounds like she's like 12, 13 mentally. She doesn't even sound like an 18-year-old, 19-year-old mentally. The way she's role playing, she sounds like she's just out of it, like she don't know what's going on. She's kind of like naive to the situation, and this big black scary man and this little girl that's so innocent, that's about to get a beat down if she don't obey the big black man because he's so frightening. He's like the big black man, and she's like the little 12-year-old girl that's all alone in her house, and she's like, please don't come, you know. That's what he gets off to. He has a power issue that he gets off to. And it's like, if you knew you were working for Disney, why even play those games? Come on, you have to be, what in the world? And how long have this been going on, Shannon? I mean, I don't think it just started yesterday that he's into this type of role playing and spending all his money on these type of girls. How long have he been doing this? You know, I wonder. All right, let's come on. Make sure you guys like this video, share this video. If you're new here, I am Gigi with the T, and you are at the Messy Sweet Spot. All right, so let's come on. Let's get this
contract.
But that's not even scratching the surface.
But the immediate reaction from Disney is a reflection of the court of public opinion and Shannon fighting for his life with his brand image. And we wouldn't be in this place if he hadn't established such a strong tie to having an affinity to assert his sexual dominance and preference on everyone else. We know too much about him, and it's now coming back to bite him.
And once the lawsuit opened the floodgates, all of Shannon's skeletons came tumbling out. And baby, that closet was packed tighter than a Shane warehouse. First up, his type. Shannon's long documented obsession with chasing very young, racially ambiguous women while simultaneously clowning Black women with dignity came back to haunt him. And no moment exposed that clearer than his humiliation of Yvonne Orji. Chad Ochocinco tried to set Shannon up with Yvonne, who is beautiful, successful, celibate, basically the woman men claim they're praying for.
What y'all think about this God-fearing woman who has herself aligned in the right places being unionized with because she would be perfect for you and what you have going on. Not only is she walking the path of righteousness, but she has the...
See, Ocho even tried to get him to see the light, but he refused. He don't want a godly woman. He want a Jezebel. Yeah. He wants that Jezebel spirit all over him. Yeah. He wants to be with Satan's daughter. See, when you get with Satan's daughter, you end up losing it all, right? Right? When you get on Satan's playground and you play with fire, you're going to get burned, Shannon, every single time.
Vision that can open the door where you trying to get to. Now, what you think about that?
Shannon didn't just decline. He laughed out loud on camera.
I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. Send me Miss Nasty B. What her name was? The one that you
Miss Nasty B?
umbrella?
Miss Nasty.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't want nobody walking straight and narrow.
He even tossed out the name of Miss B Nasty, a white OnlyFans star, as more his speed.
Give me Miss Nasty B. I have the bottle right there by my bed. Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to do. man, let me play it, Lord. I'm sorry. I'm up here fooling. See, you always on some bulljive.
It wasn't funny. It was loud, clear, and cruel. And it showed that Shannon's idea of an ideal woman was the complete opposite of a Black woman walking in dignity and faith. And to make it worse, once the internet started connecting the dots, the pattern became impossible to ignore. Gabriela Zuniga, the woman suing him for $50 million, is young, white passing, vulnerable, exactly Shannon's type. But Gabriela didn't just allege controlling behavior. She dropped bombs, claims that Shannon filmed her without consent, ignored safe words, and crossed lines even after she begged him to stop. And when she tried to walk away, Shannon allegedly offered her $10 million to keep quiet. When she refused and went public, Shannon cried, "Shakedown," but the damage was already done. And the leaked audios? They didn't help at all. One clip caught Shannon saying this.
If you say that one more time, I'm going to poke the shit out of you when I see you.
Another captured him joking about it.
I'm angry if you're in public.
Hold on. If you say that word one more time, I'm going to choke when I see you. Do you guys know what word that was? Do you guys know what word that was that really got Shannon pissed off? And like I said before, this was no role play. If you say that word one more time, I'm going to choke out of you when I see you. Does that sound like a role play? That sounds like he's very angry. He's very angry. And he hate that you called him a manipulator. That was the word. It was manipulating. She says, you're manipulating her. And he says, don't you say that. Don't you ever call me out as being a manipulator, or I'm going to make you pay for it. That's what's the word when she says manipulating. You're manipulating me. Okay, is my audio low? I was trying not to yell, okay? But if my audio is very low, let me know and I'll start back yelling, okay? Let me go.
Big black guy, small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
His defense team tried to fire back with receipts, showing old texts where Gabriela supposedly asked for rough role play, dominance, even abuse. But here's the problem. Even if 99% of the relationship was consensual, the second Gabriela said no, and he allegedly kept going, that's game over. Consent is not a one-time blanket pass. It's ongoing. And ignoring a no changes the entire conversation. But Shannon's downfall isn't just about Gabriela. Old skeletons started tumbling out the closet. A new report dropped saying Shannon once got into it with a female production assistant back when he was at Undisputed with Skip Bayless. And apparently, there was a quiet settlement worth hundreds of thousands. Then there's his messy situation with ex-girlfriend Michelle Evans back in 2010. Michelle filed a restraining order against...
All right, so let's do, is it low? Press 1 if I'm low. Press 2 if you guys can hear me very fine, okay? Now, what I can do to adjust the lowness, I can bring the mic up here a little bit, and I can move forward, and I can talk louder. Is this better? You know, let me know if this is better, okay? Press 10 if this is so much better, okay? Press 10 if this is better. Press 12 if it's too loud and it sounds like I'm yelling. Okay. Now, did you guys just hear what they said? They said that, you know what? It's been 1, 2, 3 accusers that we know so far that are white women that says that Shannon, he likes to put hands on them. He treats them wrong and he is a monster. I don't know about you guys, but nobody on this earth could ever come out to say, I have ever put hands on them. I have ever cussed them out. I have ever SA'd them. You know why? Because it's not in my character and it's not something I do. But why is it that with Shannon Sharpe, he said he's not this person, but how is it that all these girls are claiming that you are? It's not making sense. I want to know out there, can anybody come out and say that you have SA'd them, you all? Press 1 if they cannot. Press 1 if they cannot come out here to say that you SA'd them. Okay? So for all these girls that are coming out here to say that you SA'd them, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. You know? I hope my audio is better now. Okay? Let's
Shannon after claiming he assaulted her during a breakup over cheating allegations. She alleged that Shannon forced her to her knees and assaulted her without consent. And guess what? That mess got Shannon quietly dropped from CBS Sports back then. History is looking real cyclical right about now. Then Michelle sat down with Tasha K and spilled even more tea about Shannon's weird bedroom obsessions, his controlling behavior, and his dark side that most of the public never saw.
He loved to have his booty played with. That part might not have been everyday sex, but other than that, it's just...
So like you put fingers and tongue in his butt?
Yeah. You know, there were times where I wondered if maybe he was bi, but then I would tell myself, no, that doesn't mean he's gay just because he likes his booty being played with.
So do you think you kind of opened up his...
Wow. And you know what? That 19-year-old girl, and she didn't even do it, but Shannon shamed her. He put out text messages, and I thought it was very awkward, Shannon, for you to say you wanted to be so transparent. You want to be so honest, but why didn't you put out your text messages, Shannon? Why it was only one-sided? Did you guys ever notice that? When Shannon put out the text messages, and he said, I want to be transparent with you all. We only saw one side of the text messages, which was from her. And the text messages, they weren't even consistent. You had a message from April. Then you had a message from May. Then you had a message from December. And it was just like that he just skimmed and pinpointed certain messages that would make her look, you know, a freaky. One of the messages was she was saying that eating his donut, you know, and he definitely wanted the world to know that she's a donut eater. But then I think, well, you a man that bend over to get your donut ate. But I guess, hey, okay. And then that's why we saw the text messages of her saying, I want your big black baby. But we never saw how he replied to it. I think that is so important. I want to know, Shannon, when she said that she wanted to eat those donuts, what was your reply? Did you say, get out of here? That is gross. Did you say, I don't play that? I don't play that way. You're disrespecting me. Because most men, you would say that too. They would see it as a form of disrespect. What was your reply, Shannon? If you're going to be so transparent, just like you told Tony Busby, play the whole thing. Let's not play a little clip. Show the whole text. Show the whole text. When she said, I want that big black baby, what was your response? Did you say, you know what? This is just too much. Why would you say something like that to me? What did you say, Shannon? That's what we're missing. How dare you come out here and manipulate the public? And I know you hate the word because you hate when she said. When she said you manipulating her, you threatened to humiliate her and choke her and do all types of nefarious things to her. So why are you manipulating the public saying that it's going to be so transparent and you're going to put all the things on the table when you didn't even put the whole text messages? We never saw how you replied. We never saw what made her text that out of the blue. What person texts that out of the blue? We need more context to this, Shannon. My God. Let's go on.
His butt to new experiences?
No, I can't imagine because he already liked it.
And if you thought the Monique and Cat Williams episodes on Club Shay Shay aged badly before, pull them back up now. Monique practically begged Shannon on camera to stop chasing young girls and find a mature woman who could love him for real.
You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You're trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Kat joked about how dangerous it was for black men to mess around with young white women.
They had me running down the street like Jonathan
There
Majors.
you go, become old cat.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that. And remember, I told you the drug story from when I'm in the park.
Yeah. And let's be real. Disney and ESPN didn't drop Shannon because they suddenly grew a moral compass overnight. They dropped him because employees inside the building started demanding action, especially the women. Multiple insiders said that the hypocrisy was too loud to ignore. Women had lost jobs over small infractions, while Shannon was being shielded despite serious accusations. There was real fear bubbling up. Fear of a class action lawsuit for discrimination. Fear of bad press. Fear of another Me Too scandal brewing on their watch. Disney saw the smoke and didn't wait around for the fire. And Disney don't care about loyalty. Disney cares about shareholders, sponsors, and keeping their image squeaky clean. Shannon became a liability overnight. And when the female employees at ESPN started talking about how fast they got punished for way smaller things, posting a pic with a politician, standing too close during COVID, meanwhile Shannon's still employed with way bigger accusations, yeah, Disney knew they had a huge discrimination lawsuit just waiting to pop off if they didn't move quick. So they cut bait. So now, Shannon's stepping away till football season. Allegedly. Reality, he's not coming back. And honestly, even if he did.
All right. Harris says, how many black men are getting set up over Caucasian women? Now, I believe that everybody knows it's the saying that goes there. But tell me this, Miss Harris, how many black men dismiss what you say and they still go for the snow bunnies? They still go for the clear and they know the risk. How many? It's just like saying, well, you know, you hear about all these ST stuff out here, but you still bypass it and you go raw dogging. You still go out here and you raw dog and you know what's out here. You take that risk. Once you get something, you can't blame anybody now. So I don't want to hear the black men playing the victim card because you know what's out here. You know. And you decide to do what you want to do. So, hey, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do.
The stain's there forever. It's sad. He could have been bigger than Stephen A., had his own sports empire, but now he's fighting for his public image. And poor Stephen A. Smith, he got caught looking like the messy middleman. After all, he was the one who campaigned for Shannon to join First Take. He was the one who promised it would be ratings gold. Now, Stephen A.'s scrambling to distance himself. The mask is off. The receipts are everywhere. The timeline is littered with red flags everyone ignored because Shannon was funny, relatable, viral. But beneath the memes and muscle shirts was a man making reckless choices, stacking enemies and playing with fire. And now, the fire finally caught up. Shannon thought he was too beloved, too polished, too powerful to fall. He thought the rules didn't apply to him. He thought he could keep chasing 19-year-olds and laughing at black women's dignity without consequences. He thought he could silence skeletons with NDAs and hush money. But karma doesn't take bribes. And now, everything he built is collapsing in real time, faster than he can post another thirst trap on Instagram. And if you thought this was bad, buckle up, because Gabriela Zuniga's team isn't done. More audios, more texts, maybe even full videos are rumored to be coming. And trust me, the next video, you're not going to want to miss it, because if you thought Shannon Sharpe's down...
Whoa, I heard about that. I heard it's a video out there they have not put out yet, and it's so nefarious. You hear her screaming, no. And Shannon, he continues to do the unthinkable. It's a video out there. They haven't played it yet because I don't feel like they need to, because Shannon is crumbling and he's out here in the forefront and he's acting like everything is fine. He's a really good actor. You know, that's part of manipulation, acting like nothing is wrong, acting like he hasn't did anything wrong. Everything is great. Everything is glorious. So we'll see. We will see how this will turn out, but it's not looking good. He is happy, though. Let me tell you why he's happy. He's happy that Diddy trial is tomorrow. So he hopes that Diddy will take the focus off of him so everybody can focus back on Diddy. That is what Shannon is hoping. Shannon is hoping that Tony Busby will be overshadowed by the Diddy case. Do you guys think that's going to happen? Do you guys think that people are going to focus so much on Diddy that they're going to forget about Shannon? Press 1 if you feel like they're going to forget about Shannon. You know, press 7 if you feel like, nope, not going to happen. All right. Well, I do have another live that I'm going to do. It's going to be about Diddy. Yes, we have to get back on the Diddy case. I have a schedule for 11, but I think I'm going to shorten it up. So I'm going to be going live sooner than later. So I hope you guys will enjoy or join me on my next live when I cover Diddy. All right, which will be in a couple of minutes. Okay. I just want to say thank you all for the likes, the shares, the comments, the love that you guys give me. I notice it all. I really appreciate it. All right. So trying to see what else you guys are saying before I let you all go. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Okay. The black woman will not want a man who wants his donut ate. Well, guess what? Some black women do. Yeah, some black women do. They might not just want everybody to know what's going on, but if you look around, especially in the hip hop industry and all around, these brothers are getting their donuts ate. B2K. They did a whole interview and all of them said they got their donuts ate. I mean, Trick Daddy, he's a rapper from Florida. He loves having his donuts ate. He have a whole team of black women. They call the Eater Donut Gang. So please don't think that black girls are not out here eating these donuts. They are. They may not be as proud about it. I mean, let's not forget about Vivica Fox. I mean, 50 Cent, he was exposing Vivica Fox for being a donut eater, you know, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. All right. I'm out of here. I love you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next upload, which will be in a couple of minutes. All right. Bye.